One thing is for sure, how can you have a Caribbean entity, Caribbean, huh? With a seat in The Hague, with 3 Dutchmen that you have chosen? Come on, this is at all not Caribbean. Instead of saying the Coho is a Caribbean entity, they have to tell the truth to the people. It is a colonial Dutch entity. And that's why we are against using this name and camouflaging as if this is a Caribbean thing. We are not in it. And when you look at all the conditions, let me go back to this thing that had you flabbergasted just now. Going to increase the TOT from 5% to a sales tax of 12.5% is a condition, one of the conditions in the 49 coming up as tax reform. Now, you already got a little bit of it. I heard it also in one of your programs where the Minister of Tiat was saying, you know how we're going to do it? We're going to bring down the income tax. We're going to bring down the profit tax. And then guess what? How are we going to increase now the income for government? Well, we're coming now with a bank transaction tax. So all transactions going via the bank will be taxed. It's a simple measure. We will talk it. But actually it means that for the consumers in this society, for the poor and the needy, everything will become more expensive. Because who has to pay that difference that you are bringing now into the equation? As the consumer. So what does the Dutch say with the sales tax increase? If it goes from turnover tax, 5%, all the consumers have to pay that. And then you can go into put it to 12.5%. That's a jack up almost 3 times more than what we are paying. And what happened with our income? Did that increase 3 times more? No. What did happen with the pensions? Did not increase. What happened with the workers' income? Their salaries. They got a cut of 20%. They got for the civil servants a 12.5%. And as if that is not enough yet, as senior citizens, we're looking at it because we are still getting some support from civil servants, from private sector workers in our society. That is our household income. But what you see happening, they get a cut, or they are put aside, they lost their job, and what happened? The cuts that they have for them, especially for the civil servants, a new cut is coming, and this is a very serious cut, because this is one of the conditions that Mr. Knops repeatedly has been repeating. It is there, where he says that the public wage bill has to be reduced to 10% of gross domestic product. When you look at the gross domestic product, not from this year, it dropped enormously because of COVID, but the year before, it means that to get that 10%, the civil servants will get a 30% cut. The 12.5 was not enough. The 12% indexation that they did not get over the past years from 2012 to now is not enough. So with that 24.5%, put an extra 30%, more than half of their income they will lose. And that's there in the cuts. And you tell me that this is what Prime Minister Sylvia Jacobs signed and said this is in the interest of the people? You have to come better. If this is what the Dutch have accepted, not even in the Netherlands they have cut the workers because of COVID. It's only here they want to cut us, in Curacao, in Aruba. So bottom line is we are being treated differently in the kingdom. This is what they call racial discrimination, and it has to stop. And if our Prime Minister and the whole Council of Ministers, with the same racial complexity as we have, could not stand up against it, they have to be replaced. They have to be replaced. You asked me just now, why not addressing the Dutch? That they are coming with this. We want to address the Dutch. We address the Dutch. But Mr. Knops don't want to address we. You know that at Maho, he sneaky came into the country. He didn't announce when he was coming, where he was coming. The Prime Minister even told in an interview that we heard her on the radio, it was one day before they were coming that she got emails and that she was announced that they were coming to visit her too. The unions were not in the program. You have heard where they went. They went to see the medical center. They went with the Red Cross. They didn't come to see how the workers and the unions were experiencing the poverty that has been brought up because of COVID.
Do you think that's a priority of his?
Well, if Mr. Knopf said that he is for the people, he had to meet the people. He didn't come for the people. He was sneaky in the island, and guess what? When we came to know that he was in the Maho for a press conference, so we went there, but of course, sneaky, they went into the Maho, blindfolded bus. And then when they was in there with all the members of the press came out, and after that they sneak out.